now, our feature presentation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Focus Testing, a podcast about movies where we make a movie. My name is Tristan Miller, and joining me today is the very funny Britt Migs. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I'm here in New York. I know you're across the world.
yeah. It's very fun to be a day ahead and also 6 hours behind at the same time.
Yeah. What time is it there? What
It's like
day is it?
3:30. It's 3:30 on the March the 10th.
Wow. Okay. I'm back in time right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna give you winning sports numbers and so forth by the end of this.
Yes.
So obviously I said you're very funny. You're a comedian. When did you start doing comedy? Why and how did that happen?
Why does anyone? Because we were theater kids and now we're mentally ill. And
Why did you have to target me specifically? Jeez.
because that's
Common
me.
for me. Oh boy.
Coming for all of us. But seriously, I always wanted to do something like this. And once I'm from Long Island, but I came to this city after I graduated college, and I was 23 when I finally started taking classes at like UCB in the Pit, and was trying to figure out what my specialty would be. And I really loved sketch comedy. That's always gonna be my first love. Did sketch and improv, and then eventually stand up too. I was like, you got to do everything to do one thing.
That is true. That is unfortunately
There's a thing. Yeah.
the thing we've all been told by the entertainment industry is like you have to
Yes.
do at any moment you have to be able to know how to code a computer. And it's like, okay, why do I
Tap dance. Yeah, like just do it all.
I have to know what
Um,
SEO means. I have to know how to edit a website, and then I also need to know how to cry on command. Like,
exactly.
mhm.
And
So
so we do it all.
yeah.
Mhm.
So did you go to school for theater?
No. But
No.
when I was in middle school and high school, I
I
did
see.
plays and community theater and stuff like that. And I went to a performing arts summer camp, as
Ooh,
one does.
as one does, yes. Uh,
Yeah.
Um,
That was really fun. And
mhm.
I always wanted to do this. And I actually feel like maybe a lot of people can relate. I kind of denied myself this dream for a bit and was like, I need to get a normal job and whatever. And then I just think the more that you try to stifle it, the more that it just comes out.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you kind of get cornered in by your own personality. At a certain point, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, oh,
I'm
fine.
not going to be happy unless I'm
Yeah,
being a clown. So yeah.
might as well just lean into it.
Yeah.
Um, do we're this is obviously a bit about movies. Do you
Yeah.
enjoy going to the cinema?
I love it so much. I will go alone. I'm one of those people. Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing better. I am so worried about movies or movie theaters dying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we need to save them. I love, love, love going to the movies and love watching them.
Good. What's the
Yeah.
latest film that you've enjoyed that you've seen?
I saw The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent
Okay, I've heard it's very
with,
good.
yeah, oh my God,
Pedro
Nick Cage.
Pascal and
Yeah.
Nick Cage. Yeah.
Yes. It was so fun and so funny and so incredible. And yeah, I adored it. I'm trying to think of what else I saw recently. Oh, The Banshees of Inisherin. Um,
Excellent.
so good. It's like, what if someone was mad at you for a whole movie?
What if someone was mad at you and just cut off all of their finger? Like it's such a
Yeah,
weird, and I love it so much, and they're so good together. Oh, such a good
they're
film.
incredible.
Mhm.
I mean, I love them together. I love In Bruges. That's like one of my favorites. Um, so yeah, those are some recent ones.
Excellent. Do you have a
Mhm.
movie recently that you just like, I can't stand this thing?
Actually, yes, I'm really
Oh,
glad you asked that because I will never walk out of a movie. I
mm,
don't like, I don't like turning movies off,
mm.
but I turned it off.
Oh my God. Oh no.
It was Amsterdam, the one with
Yes.
did you see it?
No, but I've heard nothing but, oh my God, why is this thing here?
It was, I mean, it was unwatchable. And I do not say that ever.
Yeah. What's so crazy is the cast is so stacked. Like, there's such good, talented people. And then, like, I saw a clip of Bobby De Niro, and he's just like, and I'm saying lines like this because I'm reading a cue card. Like, oof.
Wild. Yeah, the cast is, I mean, Margot Robbie, Christian Bale. I'm like, what happened?
What did
It's
happen?
it's really wild, but no, I really hated that. So turned it off.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, every single person I've met that's seen that film has been like, I fucking can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
So, you can't win them all. That's David O. Russell as well, right? Who did
God, I think so. Yes.
Silver Linings Playbook and so forth.
That was another surprising thing. I was like, he's good. Like, what happened? Kind of what happened here. Yeah, that was
noted.
That was bad.
It was very bad. No good. Don't do it.
Don't watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Turn it off. The only movie I've ever gotten close to walking out of is there's this movie called The Kid, which was directed by Vincent D'Onofrio, and the direction was okay, but the movie was just so bad that, like, my girlfriend at the time, she was writing a review for it, and so we kind of she had to like stick around, but I like went like I took a bathroom break for like 15 minutes. I was just like, oh, it was absolutely brutal. And which sucks because Ethan Hawke's in it playing Pat Garrett, and he's so good in the movie.
Yeah.
And then everything else surrounding it is just terrible. So if you're a fan of The Kid, come at me. Don't
come at me. Yeah, no.
My hot take, it's not good. You can't win them all, though.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You just can't win them all, and that's fine. I think that's fine. Failure is okay.
I think it is, and that's the whole thing with, movies right now. And like, we need to allow mid-budget movies and we need to allow them to flop if they do. They can't all be box office blowouts, we need crappy movies.
I think so. And I would say the only reason people are so adverse to that is because the ticket price. Because if it was $7 to see a movie, that'd be fine. Someone will sit and watch a mediocre film on Netflix. It's no worries because they're just like, already there. But like it truly is, I think, the ticket price as well, which is, I think, going back to the other side of our careers, is one of the reasons stand-up comedy has become so popular now, is because you can go and see a comedy show for as much as a movie now. So it's like, okay, well, let me just go see someone talk.
Sometimes free, sometimes $5, and you can see like truly amazing comics, in your city. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's excellent. Except for when it's free and no one gets paid. I will say.
I mean,
that's its own complaint about the culture. I will say what's crazy about being down here in New Zealand is like all of the gigs I've done have been paid, and they're really good about that down here. And I'm like,
that's so nice.
Interesting. Noted. Let me just put that in my back pocket. Yeah. It only took me, cost me thousands of dollars to get here, but I'm getting paid while I'm here, which is nice. So I have some trivia questions for you.
I'm ready.
The first one is always the same. I ask everybody this one, which is, what is movie? What is movie?
Wait.
Okay.
You're not asking me what a movie is.
No.
Okay, it's the thing that comes on before the movie. No?
No. That's, I think, movie.
Damn it.
No.
Okay, I thought you were asking me a trick question.
No, I'm asking what is movie? What is movie? What do you think a movie is? What is movie?
Okay.
Britt, what is movie? Tell me. I'm a dumb baby and I don't know what movie is.
Okay. I love how I was like, trick. And I'm going to answer a really smart answer. No. Okay.
Which I appreciate.
Okay. I'm like, dedication. I know Maria Menounos hosts that, and it's before the movie.
Can I tell you? Oh, there's a great shop called Super Yaki that makes like movie related, and I have the showing up early from Marina Menounos shirt. Highly recommend. Very comfortable. A plus.
Incredible. Yeah, Maria Menounos, I love your work. No. Okay, so a movie is moving picture across the screen. It usually has sound as well, but not always. Didn't always. And I do think that the point of a movie is to entertain in some way. So whether you like it or you hate it, your brain is being stimulated and you are being entertained, and it doesn't always have to be narrative. I'm saying a lot of things, and just stop me when I've hit movie.
Yeah, I will let you go for as long. If this is the rest of the episode, that's fine. If I go an hour from now, we're still talking about what is moving. Yeah, we're still going on it. It's fine. No worries. No, I think that's good. Sometimes there's sound, sometimes there's not, and it's always whether or not it's good or bad, you're entertained. I like that a lot. Because sometimes a bad movie is better than a good one. Certainly better than an average one. Like I will remember The Kid till the day I die, but I've seen a bunch of other movies where I'm like, yeah, couldn't be bothered.
I recently rewatched, because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. I rewatched Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Weird bad movie. And I'm like, that made so much money because it was like her and I think Richard Gere. It was like a star-studded cast. There are plot holes. It's weird and bad. And you know what? I'll never forget it.
Excellent.
Runaway Bride. Yeah.
If I ever meet Julia, I will go, my friend Britt hates this movie. How do you feel about that? Thoughts?
And here's the thing, this entire podcast, it's blackmail, because I'm like, don't tell any of these amazing people like David O. Russell, I want to be in your movie. Don't tell him that I hate
for sure. That is something that is so tricky about this freaking business. It's like you can't have an opinion ever. So I have another bit of trivia questions. What is the film that you would like people to remember that most people don't?
Okay.
So, yeah. And
most people don't. Yeah. You know, and I feel like this might be a cop-out because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it is usually, because it's so hard to pick a favorite movie, I usually just use it as my stock answer because it informed a lot of my comedy, and it was something that I used to watch with my dad a lot. And so it like means a lot to me. And I feel like people don't talk about it enough. But Tommy Boy, it's Chris Farley, one of my favorite movies of all time. And I just feel like not that it's lost or anything. I know people know about it. But like when we talk about the greatest comedies of all time, like I don't know if it's in the conversation, and I think it should be.
Sorry. Yes. Siri started up for some reason, and I don't know why.
Oh.
So you were saying about Tommy Boy, how it's not like it's clearly was like very popular, but it doesn't come to the forefront of the mind.
Yeah. I feel like people aren't talking about it as much as, say, like, you know, what of Adam Sandler's movies or something like that. And they were kind of in the same cohort at SNL, and like, just, I don't know. It's got physical comedy. It's got heart. It's just a great movie that I feel like we're not talking enough about.
You know what? I've never seen it, and I might watch it now.
And I've got a sticker. I'm very obsessed with it. So yeah.
Excellent. I will have to check it out. The only other context I have is the now defunct friend of mine's, I think now fiance or whatever, I don't know. Their partner was like, I hate that movie. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. So I'm like, well, we'll see. One has to make up their own mind.
Marriage is going to fail. No, yep. I'm sorry. It's not going to work out. No.
Can I tell you again, this friend is defunct. I mean, so you're fine. No worries. You can wish ill on them. I have another question for you. How many slaps in the face would you take in order to be in an A24 movie?
I'm gonna just right away. I was like a lot. Like the first thing that I heard is like a lot.
Yeah.
Who's slapping me?
Ooh, interesting question. Let's say it's Timothy Chalamet.
Listen, love him, but I don't know about his arm strength. Sorry, my cat is coming to say hi.
You're fine. Hello.
That's Tony Soprano.
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. I think I'd let him hit me. I haven't been slapped a lot, so I don't have a lot of experience with how it feels.
That's good that you haven't been slapped.
I think it's good. Yeah, I'm like,
It's
what would
probably
that
a
feel
good
like?
thing in your life.
Maybe, let's say 20 times. Is that
Okay? Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
I might start to get a little like, you know.
Can I tell you, that means you have far more self-respect than me, because I'm like 1,000 times. I don't care.
1,000.
Like, just put me in the no, and I'm not just assuming like I would be like 1,000 times, but over the course of my life, like not right away.
Oh, okay. I thought this had to be all at once.
It's you kind of make up your own rules, baby. I don't know. Like you're negotiating here.
So true. Oh, I'd take so many. If Timothy Chalamet came every morning and slapped me awake for, the entire year, 365 days, I would totally do that. Because that's just once a day.
Yeah, that's easy. It's
That's
easy
nothing.
breezy, beautiful cover girl. Yeah, that's no worries. And finally, last question. What makes Austin Powers so sexy?
Oh my God. I gave this a rewatch recently too, because I think it's on Netflix.
It's great movie.
Great movie. Still a lot of stuff doesn't hold up. But just like culturally.
Yeah.
But it's still good.
You're telling me that Will Ferrell in brownface isn't okay anymore?
What? That's crazy. Yeah. So I think what women are so attracted to, number one, is his confidence. He knows he's sexy. So you don't have to find him sexy. He finds himself sexy. He's turned on by himself. So that is true. He has this like bold confidence, right?
Yeah.
There is something people love a little fluff on the chest. He's got the chest hair thing. But mostly I think it's just his confidence. He's like he's got something about him. And I mean, I'm not going to say his outfits. The man wears a lot of velour, but women liked it.
Yeah.
They were into it.
It begs the question, if you're someone who considers themselves straight, but you're turned on by yourself, does that make you bisexual? Because you're like, oh, I'm attractive. I can recognize that within myself. Like, ooh, that's you. You're like, I'm confused.
If there was a cloning machine and you could have sex with yourself, would you? And does that make you? Yes. That's a good question.
I would say this. I would, just for the experience, for the story. Like, that's the thing.
I think just for the story. Why is it in my head though? I like see myself and I'm like, that's my sister. Like, like that's not me. I'm related to her. I don't know.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. I mean, like a twin of some kind. Yeah, for sure. All right. Are you ready for the random word for the game?
Nervous and excited.
Okay. I sometimes I cycle through, and here's the thing. The first one I got was bitch, and I was like, I don't think we can do that one.
Is this such a random word generator?
Yes, randomwordgenerator.com. So nice. I have shiver. Shiver. Yeah. I have a couple places where my mind goes right away when I hear shiver, but do you have anything that you want to put out immediately?
The first thing I thought was isolated cabin in the woods in the cold.
Okay. That's good. I was also feeling horror film. My first thought was a pirate of some kind. So, but I like the cabin in the woods. Yeah, exactly. But I like the idea of a cabin in the woods. It's very cold. Sort of maybe I don't want it to be teenagers because that's so
It's been
played
done.
out. Yeah. So what if they were really old?
Mm.
What about a horror movie with a bunch of geriatrics? How do we feel about that?
I like that. Maybe it's like it's not assisted living, but like they're in, you know, there's a bunch of geriatrics together, and there's a big snowstorm, and they get like snowed in.
I got it.
Okay.
They're in Florida
Oh.
and there's a freak snowstorm because of climate change. And so
climate change, yes.
So they have no idea how to deal with the snow. And so they're all freaking out about it because they live in Florida.
That's so good. Yeah, and
Thank
they get snowed in, and they don't know what's going on, and like I'm imagining like the alligators in their little canal are like turning upside, they're like floating
Like
upside down dead.
like a
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
Despite alligators not being and
They're
I
like
happen
looking.
Here's a fun fact I believe is
Okay.
true about an alligator. You can freeze an alligator and then it'll just thaw out because it's cold-blooded. It'll just like zoop, and then so alternatively, what do you think? I like the idea. Now that you brought alligators in my mind,
Okay.
what if the killer is like a killer crocodile trying to get where it's warm? And it's like man versus
Trying to get
nature.
Yes, yes. I'm like, there was something similar to that, like, oh yeah, a shark or something. I'm trying to think of like what, but that kind of movie where yeah, it's like human versus animal,
Like
and
Jaws, you mean, famously with the shark?
I'm like,
No.
not that one. What's the one where it's like or something like that, where they're fighting against like a shark or something. But anyways,
Mhm.
so they're in their like little assisted living community in Florida, and maybe it's like a lot of the alligators are coming because they are like they're looking for the warmth, and maybe they're trying to go into the pool that they have.
I was thinking the same thing, a heated
Okay.
pool. And that's how the
Yes.
first one happens, is because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's snowing out, but the pool is heated and it's kind of like under like a little like chalet or thing, you know? And so they're like,
Yeah.
let's all just hang out there. And
Mhm.
then we watch an old person get eaten by a crocodile.
Yes. And they're like, oh no, they got Lucille.
Lucille.
Oh, wait. Okay. I have a fun addition, I think,
Okay.
because I do think it might, like, I don't know if it could be all geriatrics. So maybe there's the granddaughter
Mm.
lives in New York and hears about this, and she's like, I gotta go save my Nana. Like, I got, and like, we're following both stories at the same time. And we have this like heroine, and maybe she has friends who are like, yeah, my grandparents also live in Florida. Like, we gotta save them. And they drive down to Florida.
That's good. I like that B plot.
Mhm.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a horror thing going on, and I feel like tonally it'd be
Mhm,
fun to
mhm.
have that section be like a buddy comedy. So you get this
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
emotional whiplash of like, no, I'm sure they're fine, and then it jump cuts to like someone being eaten. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
And yeah, maybe it's like unlikely friends or something that have to take this road trip down to see their respective grandparents or something.
Mhm. Yeah. I think one of the pairs should have like their grandparents got married to each other, but their families hate each other. But
Ooh,
their
yes.
grandparents found love later in life, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like at a certain point with the crocodile thing,
Mhm.
or the alligator thing, rather.
Yeah, get it right. No.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to misspecies the alligators.
Yeah.
But I feel like at a certain point, all the geriatric people, calling them geriatric
Mhm.
seems all the elderly folks,
Yes.
they turn off the heat to freeze the alligators, and then they're stuck in the cold.
Ooh,
Actually, they have to turn off the power, kind of like, you know how in Jurassic Park everything gets shut off.
yes. They're like, this is not good for us, but it's a necessary evil. We
Mhm.
have to turn off the power. So they like put on so many layers. They don't have coats. They're in Florida,
Mm-mm.
but they're putting on every cardigan they have. They're trying anything.
Like
They're
Ralphie from
layering
A
up.
Christmas Story. Just I can't put my arms down.
Literally, like, and they're burning the books from the library and for little fires in the community.
Oh, that's quite good. I like the idea of like
Yeah.
a bunch of like putting their hands by the fire. I think that'd be good. That'd be fun to have like an older, one of the people there that's like and used to be like a mountaineer or something, and he's like, I'm a survivalist. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And
He like
then
knows what's going on. He's like a Clint Eastwood kind of
mhm.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then I feel like one of the people has to get selfish and turn the heat back on because
She's
they
like,
have.
oh, I'm sorry, I made her a woman, but I'm like, she's like, oh, my bones are so cold. I need to turn off. Yeah, she's
She's
upset.
anemic or something. She has an iron
Yeah.
deficiency.
Mhm.
And then obviously she has to get eaten by the alligator right away, unfortunately. So I feel like specifically the first person that gets eaten by an alligator has got to be like a really beloved
Ooh.
older actor, like
Mhm.
someone like a Judi Dench type, but I don't want it to be Judi Dench because I
I'm
don't want to
trying to
see her
think.
get eaten because that would make me
I'm
too
like,
sad.
R.I.P. Betty White. I'm like, like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't know a lot of older actors. What's wrong with me? My brain can't even
You're fine, no worries.
come up with one. But yeah.
I mean, how old are we talking? I mean, like, is Helen Mirren here? Like, is she too young?
She could, no, she could, because that's the thing. It's like, it's not like a nursing home. It's like assisted living. So they're actually kind of, they're hip. They're probably, they can still do stuff. They have a bocce ball court, I think.
Okay.
They have like activities and, water aerobics. Well, that's the other thing. There would still be like maybe people who work there at the facility. So
I was
maybe
thinking
like
that as well.
the water aerobics lady, she's got to get eaten. I mean,
she's got to get eaten. That's got to be the opening scene. Is there's water aerobics while they're doing, and then bomb, 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 bomb. Awful. Alligators are frightening, by the way, as well. Have you seen how quickly they move? Oh, they're terrifying.
Yes, I feel like I read some, I don't know what statistic, but your chances of survival against it's like one of the lowest. Like you're not making it out of there.
Yeah, it's like that and hippopotamus. You're like dead. There's no way you're coming out of that.
Nope.
So I feel like the mountaineer guy should, if we're playing with a little bit of younger age, and I say younger, I feel like it should be Harrison Ford. He's having a moment right now.
He's good. He is. Yeah.
And then I want to put Sigourney Weaver some place here. And I almost feel like those two should be the couple that got married that the other people don't like, because they never got to be with each other in Working Girl, and now they get to be.
And now,
finally.
And their grandkids that are like not connected but are connected now through marriage have to go down and try to save them.
Yes, I like that a lot. What if by the end of them, those two people also fall in love, and there's this like weird we're related but we're not?
No, I think that's really good, because it is just not weird enough for it to happen, and you're like, well, really, that's my step grandpa. So like, am I really related to you? Like, no. I think that's good. Sure. Okay, and who are they?
I was just thinking that as well. I feel like I feel like they should be kind of younger. I feel like, okay, what about this? Olivia Cook and Anya Taylor-Joy.
She is a scream queen.
She is a scream queen.
She could definitely, this is a good role for her, actually. If I was her agent, I'd be like, take it.
Yeah.
You gotta do the elderly alligator movie.
Okay, so we have a lot of we have a great premise, a lot of fun characters. How do you think this thing ends?
I think, first of all, I don't know why this is in my head, but like whenever there's an animal thing happening, I feel like there's always like, oh no, there's the mother, like the mama alligator, and like she's really crazy and ornery because she's got little alligator babies. Oh, and that's another thing. I think I'm borrowing some stuff from Jurassic Park, but
Yeah, that's fine. No worries.
the baby alligators, like that's another thing where they're like more manageable, but there's more of them, and so they're kind of attacking people all over. And I think that maybe because it's called Shiver, and it's like it has so much to do with this like cold, weird snowstorm, that maybe Anya Taylor-Joy like has access, finds a flamethrower, and
sick.
Like I'm picturing oh my god, what am I talking about? The
aliens, the thing.
Nope. You know what? It's gonna come to me. But okay, she's just torching.
Yeah, all of these alligators. Yeah,
and is like, hope y'all like gator meat. She would never say that. She would literally never say that.
I think it would be, it pushes in slow. See you later, and then just.
Yes.
I have a question for you. Are you standing up right now? The way you did this,
Yes.
Okay.
I respect it. Makeshift standing desk that is just my dresser in my bedroom. So
sick. Okay, I respect the hell out of that. Sorry to like stop the momentum of me giving a terrible one-liner.
No, but you're like, how are you doing these practical stunts? Yeah,
these sick and wild stunts. I don't know. Yeah. So I like that. So they come in with a flamethrower. I feel like, okay, what about this? On the way they meet Kurt Russell, and he's like, I've dealt with this before. There was a weird blizzard in like, in 78 or whatever. And he's like, I love prepared.
The idea of like this before, like as if it's ever happened. That's good.
Okay. I think he should be like Anya Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cook, their car breaks down at a certain point and they're like in the Everglades, and he's like a crazy person that lives in the Everglades, and he's like, no, I understand exactly what you need to do. And he's like, I got this.
He's got a fan boat.
Yes.
He's like, I'll get you in there, and they have to like fan boat through the ice and get around it
and they skim across the snow. That's so cool. Yes. That's a great idea. Wow.
It's like a snowmobile, but
that's so good.
That.
So they saved the day.
Yeah.
A few people have died.
I think like Harrison Ford and Sigourney Weaver are kind of like they definitely come in at the last second. So they're maybe like in one of the rooms and they're backed up against the wall, and they know like one of the gators has got them cornered, maybe the mama gator, like the big one, and they're kind of fending her off with like a stick or something, and just so at the last minute the kids, well, they're not kids, but whatever, the kids and Kurt Russell come in.
I like that. What if someone left a window open, a bunch of snow got in, and then when the heat turned on, everything's flooded. So the gators are like zipping around real easy. And so they're like on top of desks and stuff. And it's like terrible.
Yeah.
And then I love the idea of like the mama gators coming at them, and like Harrison grabs like a lamp and throws it at her, and then like something else. And then Sigourney Weaver just pulls out a gun and he's like, what do you have?
Why
that?
Do you have a gun?
Yeah. What is that?
And she's like, it's Florida. It's an open carry state.
Exactly. You never know. And he just tries to shoot at this thing. And then obviously, see you later. And then I feel like it's gotta end with like a news report, right? About what's happened. But everyone lives happily ever after. But there's like, you see the people in the back, and they're basically have a news reporter summing up what you just saw.
Yeah, and it's like a freak accident in the near the Everglades where this community was terrorized by gators.
And then he just cuts to Carlson going, I don't believe it actually happened. Climate change isn't real.
Climate change isn't real, but there was a freak snowstorm in this Florida town. Yeah. I think it's a near perfect film.
I can I tell you, I would watch the hell out of it. I would.
Yeah.
Give it to the Sci-Fi Channel. They know what to do with this kind of thing.
Absolutely. That's so good.
Oh, excellent. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Well done. That's Shiver. Do you want to do a lightning
See,
round?
Shiver coming summer 2023.
It's cold out
Yes, I would love
there.
to do. Oh my gosh, I love
Okay.
it.
All right. Big fan, actually, genuinely. Again, would watch this. Well done.
Yeah.
Both of us. Both of us.
Yeah. Great
Congratulations
job
to
us.
everybody for hearing what we just said.
The cast
So,
and crew involved.
absolutely. Oh, I feel like you got to slot in Bruce Campbell there first as well, just for like, oh, he's going to be the one that saves the day. He's like, I got this, and then immediately just gets chomped.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's gotta happen.
He got his hand chomped off first, obviously, because of the Evil Dead
And he's
thing.
like, it's okay. Yeah.
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 And that's when they introduce all the baby gators, because like the big one, and he's like, I survived the big one, and then all of a sudden they swarm him, and that's
And they go,
scary. The idea of a bunch of little things. Ugh. Ugh.
it's sometimes scarier than big thing, right?
I would say so. That's an excellent addition that you've made. All right. So we got Pierce. Pierce. Pierce.
Pierce.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you
The way my mind goes is it's about this guy who is trying to prove that he wasn't the worst James Bond. It's just about Pierce Brosnan.
okay.
Desperately trying to convince people that, in fact, the Daniel Craig movies are bad. But here's the thing. Daniel Craig does play Pierce Brosnan. So it's Daniel Craig as Pierce Brosnan in Pierce.
In Pierce. Okay.
Mhm.
That's very fun.
Thank you. What's yours based off of Pierce?
Based off of Pierce. Okay, so immediately I went to like my youth where there was always like either a piercing pagoda or a Claire's, you know, in the mall or something, and that's where everyone got their ears pierced. And so I was thinking like fun teen rom-com, like she works at the piercing pagoda and he works at I don't
Journeys?
know, Journeys, yeah, or Spencer's Gifts. And
Not
there's
Spencer's Gifts.
because of course.
Because of course.
The first thing that came to my mind were like maybe she's like the badass kind of cool girl at school and he's a little more like reserved or nerdy, and then like this is what brings them together, and he's like, you know how I'm gonna impress her? I'm gonna go get a piercing at Piercing Pagoda. And that's how their love story starts. I don't have an ending for it, but that is where
I
my
like
mind
it.
went.
That's
Yeah.
great. All right. So the next one is Sunshine. 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 I don't know why I spell
so
them out
hard.
like I'm in a spelling bee.
No.
Can you use
I
it in a
appreciate it.
sentence? You know.
It's so hard because I think of like Little Miss Sunshine, but I have
That's
to
fair.
not think of that.
Mine would definitely be about somewhere like let's say in Adelaide, Australia. That's very sunny, right? And then it gets to a point where the pollution is so bad that it's starting to block out the sun. And so they have to deal with that kind of like environmental crisis. And it's like, actually, no, I don't want it to be environmental crisis. It's about that, but it's an alien attack. And the aliens are blocking out the sun for whatever reason to try and switch where everything's hot and cold and all that sort of stuff. But the trailer and the ending has the song Sunshine brackets Go Away Today by Edwards. What is his first name? Whatever. But it's a great song. Look it up. Anyway, so that's that. What about yours?
Okay, mine. The first thing besides Little Miss Sunshine that came to my head is like the song You Are My Sunshine, and how horror movie trailers will always use like a creepy slowed down version of it. So it's like, you are my sunshine. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, horror. I'm trying to think of what this horror movie can be. And maybe it's like one of those like Munchausen by proxy stories where like the mom keeps the kid inside and says like, you're allergic to the sun, you can't leave the house. And the kid is like trapped in there. And then I'm trying to think of like what the catalyst is. Maybe like she grows up and she realizes like this has all been a lie because her skin touches the light for like a minute and nothing happens.
I like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I got one more.
Okay.
And that's scrap.
Scrap?
Scrap, yes. And mine is about this young person, and they live in the shadow of their very famous uncle, who is a famous detective. And then you slowly realize over the course of the film that it is in fact about Scrappy Doo.
That's so good.
Thank you very much.
I did not think that was coming.
I'm proud of myself.
Really good.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think you'll find I'm a very literal person and I don't have a lot of imagination.
No.
So I immediately was like scrap metal. And so I'm like, it's a son who is working at his family's scrap metal company. I'm like, whatever that is. And it's like a kind of a gruff dad that's like, you got to take over the family business. You got to get into scrap metal. And he's like,
who is this guy? I love him.
This is scrap metal boss John something. And the son's like, always wanted to be an actor. And like, and so he has to figure out how to explain to his dad that he can't stay in the scrap metal business. He's gotta follow his dreams.
I love it. I think it's very good. Can I add one thing to it?
Please.
It should be a musical.
Oh, yes.
It's got to be a musical about this Italian family from like Staten Island. And he's like, I want to move to the city. Get Andrew Garfield there doing his weird Brooklyn accent.
I'm like, I can't believe he's British. That's so alarming to me.
It is. It absolutely is. Very strange. Thank you so much for doing this. What do you want people to know about you that listen to this program? Yes.
You can find me at Brittany Migs across all social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I run a bi-monthly, meaning every other month, show at Union Hall called Sunday Sauce. Our next one is March 19th. I don't know when this is airing, but I'm like,
it will not be in time, but
nope,
I'm glad.
And that's fine. And that's okay.
But you can calculate it out from March 19th when the next one will be.
You can figure it out, or you can follow me and I'll post about it. And that's all good.
You're also very funny. Your sketches, your characters are very, very good. I very much enjoy them on TikTok.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If you've listened to this program and you want early access to the episodes and also to the visual component, you can go to tristanmiller.substack.com and subscribe there. And everything else is in the show notes. Britt, I want to thank you again for doing this. This was heaps of fun. Big ups.
So
big
fun.